Hi, I'm Marcia, and this video is about my recent record finds. So what I thought I would show today are some records that I picked up at the Orlando Record Show that took place back in late August. So yeah, it's been a while, especially when you consider that the next Orlando Record Show is 2 weeks from today, and they only have 3 of them per calendar year. So I also have some VCLT to show. But first up, I went to the Orlando Record Show with Glenn Calloway from Glenn Calloway in the Basement and John from Music Talk with John. Both of them are extremely nice gentlemen. If you haven't checked out their channels, please be sure to do so. I'm going to be including some links to their channels, but we met up there early in the morning and did some shopping. And what I picked up first off is Colin Blunstone, 1 Year. This is a record that Sam St. John has talked about quite often. Colin Blunstone was part of the Zombies, and I know a lot of people love the Odyssey and Oracle album. So when I came across this for a good deal, I decided I needed to add it to my record collection. I've listened to it a couple of times. I'm still a little bit on the fence as to how great of an album is. There's some really outstanding tracks, and then I think there's some kind of mediocre stuff. But I'm not necessarily willing to part with it at this moment in time. Next up is a really great find, or at least what I thought was a great find, and it is the Flaming Groovies, and this album is titled, I think, Teenage Head, and this is a expensive record, and I got it at a really great price. As you can see, the cover is not in the best of shape, but the record is in good shape. And I got this for considerably less than what the cheapest copy on Discogs is going for. They're a garage rock outfit out of San Francisco, and I think I have heard Mazzy talk about them once or twice on his channel. Next is, I picked up this James Brown record, Get on the Good Foot, and I got it for really cheap. However, in my research, I have found out that this cover is actually gray. So yeah, it's disgusting. This definitely came from a smoker's house, so I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be keeping hold of this for much longer. It doesn't smell bad, but it's gross. It's really gross. So I might put this in the Goodwill bin, even though I do love James Brown. Next, I got a really good garage rock band again, the Standells. Why Pick on Me? Sometimes Good Guys Don't Wear White. This is I love garage rock, if you haven't picked up on that already. So, you know, this was one of the bands that were big on the Sunset Strip in the mid to late 60s, so I'm really glad to have this one as part of my collection. Next, Sweet. And I believe this is just the self-titled. I definitely prefer side 1 over side 2. And this has got the hits Ballroom Blitz and Fox on the Run, which I think Fox on the Run is probably one of my top 10 favorite songs from the 70s. Next, finally got an album of more recent time, Billy Idol. This is his second album, and this has got Dancing with Myself, White Wedding, and Hot in the City. Actually, I think this might be his second album, or debut album, not second album. I don't know why I keep getting it wrong. But yeah, this is a really great album. I'm happy to have this one. Next, David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust, the motion picture. I mean, it's Bowie. I don't really have anything to add beyond that. And then to go with the Bowie, I picked up Mick Ronson's Slaughter on 10th Avenue, because I do love Mick Ronson. And you can tell he is also, or was, very handsome. Next, I got Terry Reid, his debut album, This is a great album, but I don't know how great of a condition this album is, or at least the one I've got, because side 1 sounds great. Side 2 is a little muddled. So I'm not really sure if it's just an issue with production or if I've got a bad copy. I've not yet streamed it to decide, you know, if it is a production issue or not. I'm sure it's probably been remastered, so who knows if I'd even be able to figure that out. Next. Oh, okay, that's it that I got from the record show. After the record show, we went and we grabbed some lunch, and then I took Glenn to my Honey Hole, my favorite record store, and Glenn said this is about the smallest record store I have ever been into. So if you are familiar with record stores in Orlando, you probably know which one I'm talking about. So there I picked up a handful of 80s albums. I got these 2 Joan Jett records. I mean, my God, she looks incredibly fabulous on this cover now, doesn't she? Unfortunately, this is a rather forgettable album, but I do love Joan Jett, so I'm not gonna, you know, part with it. And then this Joan Jett album, which is definitely the stronger of the two. And this one is called Album. And then this one is Glorious Results of a Misspent Youth, which I think is a fabulous title. And actually the title of this and the picture on front are better than what's on the album. But again, I love Joan Jett, so it's not going anywhere. Next up is Dead or Alive, Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know. Now that is a great album title. You know, it's synthy, it's 80s pop. I love it. Next, and finally, what I got the day of the record show is the Bangles, Different Light. And this is, you know, it's 80s pop music. Again, I love 80s pop music. Next up is some VCLT, because I got some VCLT from 2 of the nicest guys in the vinyl community. First up is Steve from All the World's a Stage. I do a live stream every couple of Sundays a month with Steve and Trevor from Trevor's Flat Round and Spun over on Steve's channel. Be sure to check that out. We always have fun on those live streams. But on one of the streams, he had indicated that he picked up the Warren Zevon debut, the reissue on Music on Vinyl, and he didn't like it. He just says he can't get into Warren Zevon. I have a copy of this album that is in very poor condition, so he thought to send it to me, which is super nice and so incredibly generous of him to do that for me. I like this album a lot. I am not the biggest Warren Zevon fan, but this is by far my favorite album of his, and an album that I do really, really enjoy. And in addition to sending me that Warren Zevon album, he sent me some other stuff that I wasn't expecting. Some stuff he said he had duplicates of. So he sent me The Hollies' Distant Light, Phil Seymour, Yaz, Quarter Flash, Hall & Oates, and Lee Michaels' Barrel. As well, he sent me this really cool journal, and the cover of it is the Moody Blues album Days of Future Past, and it's just got these blank pages, which I've already started to take advantage of. This is a really, really cool thing, and I am somebody who likes to write stuff down. You know, I use my phone sometimes for taking notes, but I love to put pen to paper, so this was a really, really thoughtful gift. Thank you so much, Steve. Next, the VCLT I got was from Anthony, and his channel is Gambler8112, and I'm going to include a link to his channel as well. He sold me a bunch of albums some weeks back, and I'll be showing some of those throughout some upcoming videos, but he sold these albums to me at an incredible price. He then did a video saying that he had bought a bunch of albums at the Goodwill and he was just going to give them away for VCLT. How incredibly nice of him to do that. I wasn't going to take him up on that offer because, again, I had just bought a bunch of albums from him at a steal, quite frankly. So I didn't want to seem too greedy. But he had brought up the name of an album and my ears perked up like a dog. So I sent him off an email saying, can I have this one? And it is Rockabilly Stars Volume 1. And the reason my ears perked up like a dog was because I have Rockabilly Stars Volume 2 and Rockabilly Stars Volume 3. I have both of them. The one I was missing was Volume 1. So he sent this to me. He did tell me in his email that Mike from MGK Boston did ask if he could have this one, but Anthony did tell him, sorry, I'm giving it to Marsha because she needs it to complete her set. As well, he gave me Warm Leatherette. I had asked him if it wouldn't be too much trouble to also get my hands on the Grace Joan one. And he sent it to me. And then, because he is such a nice man, he sent me Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. And the reason he sent this to me was because initially I was going to buy it from him, but I thought to myself, I already have a copy. I don't need another copy of it. I maybe have mentioned to him that the copy that I have isn't the greatest. But look at this. This is in the shrink, and the vinyl is just, it is without one speck of dust. There's no scratches. It's pristine. This is my copy. It's got all kinds of ring wear. The vinyl is just, it's scratched quite a bit. So it was just so nice of him to think of me to send me the Johnny Cash record. Anthony, I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for your generosity. I really appreciate it. So everybody, again, please be sure to check out Anthony's channel because he gives away free stuff. No, actually, he gives out free stuff, which is great, but he also has really good content. And again, he's such a nice man. So thank you for stopping by my channel today. Take care, everybody. Bye.